Welcome back. You know, this is almost what I was hoping that the diving minigame would be like, where we're navigating a world in this minigame that's actually based on the world that you get to go around on foot. Jeez. It's the whole city. Oh! Oh, Rainey's going backwards. No, she's not. That actually would not be a good idea. There's nowhere to go over there, really. There, guys, try to speed up. And now you get a ball anyways. It's really hard to not accidentally turn when you try to bring your front wheel up at the same time. It's not that big of a speed boost anyways, but here's my X-Wall too if I can. Maybe I should have gone for 8 to start with. In fact, I'm thinking I should do that. I actually will start by going backwards, because otherwise that 8 is just too far out of the way. I'm already up here. Start the race and just go backwards. There we go. Like, this is as hard as I can turn while doing this. It's not much. Yeah, you really gotta be careful with your racing line doing that. Whoa! I did not do that. That was me landing weird. Alright, so from here... Captain should just go for 6 and then turn around. See that 1. I'm basically trying to get everything vertically. Just kind of ease them into load of all of this. Because otherwise this is a heck of a lot of stuff to keep track of. I can, so now, everything that's left is approximately a straight line. Getting a little close there. I'm not sure what a head-on collision would be like in this game. You have some pretty good turning when you turn that brake on though, jeez. Pac-Man. Even included in this minigame. You can still hear it. I don't really... It's so frustrating how these are placed because there's so rarely a... Oops. A good way to get to the next place you want to go. Try to get these 7 and 3 together here. Wait, it was like... I keep messing up the... I keep forgetting that your location on the map is where the tip of your pointer is, not the center of your pointer. So it makes me think I'm somewhere other than where I really am in relation to... in relation to turns. Yeah, I thought there were... That 7 obscured the fact that that roundabout does not actually connect to where the 7 is, to that road, but they connected to each other. This would be fun to try to actually figure out a half-decent route around all these, which I certainly have not succeeded in doing. Even though AI is evidently not any better at it. Turn around right here, which is going to be awkward. Keep going, Granny. If one only having one left doesn't mean that much, because they're all so far apart. You can't turn around while your wheels up either. Oh, you can actually come out here now! By the, By the hotel. I always thought it was weird that that hotel was just on a road you couldn't reach. Even then, I still think it's weirdly placed, but at least you can actually go out there now. So it's like a slightly, well, so it's the same city, but you can, which places you can and can't reach is slightly different, which is fun. Anyways, might as well do the rest of the motorcycle. Oh my god, this is gonna take us a while. I mean, the number of silver keys was probably an implication of that to start with, but man. So you can rev your engine at the start and the game doesn't actually reward you for revving with correct timing or anything. Okay. Not much point in trying to... There we go. It's so hard to do. Nope. And yeah, weirdly hard turning when you're going slow. Apparently you can interrupt your turnaround though. I didn't actually mean to try to turn around there. Basically, so the game says you press the 2 and D-pad button at the same time that you turn around, do a 180. But in reality, since you're usually holding the gas, that just means if you ever press the D-pad, that's on 180. Okay, you cannot accidentally hit those, it looks like. I was wondering. Get going, Randy. That would actually be... That'd be a really funny sight, actually. Just doing the whole race backwards that way. Well, it's not backwards from Randy's perspective. But to start the race, you just immediately get off the bike and run on foot. Again, why is the dog in the center? And that's what the triathlons kind of let you do. Which I always found funny. That's a lot of these to do, though. Remembering how long it took us to get through the minigames back in the beach resort. No speed boost or anything for revving at the right time, though. They're actually starting out here with the hotel. I wanted to go out here at some point. I have to wonder what the motivation was behind building a building out here. Like they had to presumably had to construct this whole island and then make a road up to it and then put a hotel on it. Like how long did that take to build? The whole thing. I like to imagine there were already like 4 massive hotels here, which there are. And somebody just decided, I want to put a hotel here. I don't care if there are too many to put another hotel here. I will make room to put a hotel here. I hear other people driving. You haven't actually seen the inside of the oval yet, because we've only driven around in the car and the motorcycle. Go, Granny, go. It's always funny to me, just as the camera switches and you hear turn noises. I was wondering if you get a nice view of the island from here, but not really. She boosts the real story. Clearly. Still annoying though that your controls get rotated 90 degrees whenever you go between the menu and the actual driving. The menu is still with the D-pad upright and using the A button. It seems like a way to really get to know the city even better. Because you can explore parts that you can't really see on foot. It makes the whole place a bit bigger, which is nice, because otherwise I felt like the city was a little small even though it was very dense. There was plenty of stuff in it. Darn it. doing slalom around the outside. When you're going slow, it's kind of really easy to oversteer. Not in the like traditional sense of what oversteering is in a car, but in the sense of just like overcorrecting when you try to turn. If you want a game with oversteering in it though, my god. The most oversteering... I've seen oversteering in a couple of games. It's not very often you see it in a game because it's just a really horrible experience for the player. But the one game that went craziest on I ever saw, I think, was the GB version of Hot Wheels World Race. In that game, the cars with lower handling oversteer like crazy. Meaning that if you turn, it takes a really long time to stop turning. And I feel like there was some point where I figured out that on jumps, if you did it just right, you could actually use the oversteering to your advantage in this weird way. You could actually so like, there were jumps in that game and you could do flips and spins and stuff like that. And if you did a spin and you didn't land facing forwards, you just land facing whatever direction. And if you managed to land sideways in just the right way, you could actually basically land in what was almost a drift. So if you landed a jump directly into a turn, you could land sideways to actually land turning, basically. And make the following turn at full speed. But that was really hard to do. That looked really slick. The only other game I can think of that having meaningful oversteering, actually, I don't remember it very well, was... I think there was a Dukes of Hazzard game on the Xbox or something? I think that's what it was that I played at one point. I found it very awkward to control because what I realized nowadays was a large amount of oversteering. Not know why a game like that would just have oversteering by default, because in the Hot Wheels game it was because those vehicles that had oversteering issues were just vehicles that had very low stats, which unfortunately meant that since you started out with cars with really low stats, that when you started the game it was a horrible driving experience. Darn it. Steering, it just felt like the game steering in general was terrible because all the starting cars oversteered like crazy. Hi, Pac-Man. Surprised we can't hear Pac-Man from here. And we can finish the slalom this episode at least. We do get through these eventually. Even though there's a lot of them. It's probably going to take a very significant portion of the sitting just to get through this one minigame. You're making progress. At a fairly steady pace. I should pay more attention to the decor around me. That's the thing with racing games with like pretty environments and whatnot. It's hard to pay attention to everything that's around you. It's cool getting to see all this stuff in a new context and slightly expanded and whatnot. Especially games where you're going really fast though. Like for a while I was playing Wipeout HD Fury for a bit. That was actually, I got the game actually through when PSN got hacked. And they gave everyone a couple free games to bribe them from stopping using PSN because they leaked their credit card information, essentially. I don't remember what the games I got were. I think I got Infamous 2 and Wipeout HD Fury. The main game I would have been interested in would be in Little Big Planet. Was it 1 or 2 that was on there? I don't remember which, but I already had it, so. And Infamous 2 was one that I also wanted. Pretty sure Infamous 2 was on there and that's how I got it. I got Infamous 2. My copy of Infamous 2 was digital either way. I think that's how I got the game. No, I was about to say, I didn't see a wall back there. I played Wipeout HD Fury for a bit. That was the most hardcore racing game I ever played. And if you want a deep racing game with the steep learning curve, that's the game for you. Or the Wipeout series in general. But HD Fury is very pretty. It's actually a game that merits HD in its title, to be perfectly honest. But with how fast you can go in that game, especially in the Phantom Speed class, you at least had different speed classes in that game. You don't have much opportunity to admire the cool decor. In a very similar vein to F-Zero. The game's basically a slightly greater F-Zero from what I hear. I haven't seen F-Zero much at all though. Anyways, next time we'll do another vehicle of some sort. I think we'll head on to the Oval to see what that's like. Bye everyone.